talk. Uh, what's the problem with Sada Nikra? Sada Nikra, he is always in standing. He is always, as a standby. He is always, goes in to support somebody. He is not, Sada Nikra. He is always in standing. He is standing. Why is he standing? This is the problem. Okay. Now, I am thinking what can be done for this Sada Nikra. This always standing, I am not able to stand that. I'm not able to understand how I can do this. This for this Sada Nikra. And what I thought a remedy for this problem could be is that I can get a plain silk, some nice color that that's very not actually white, but not actually half cream also, not the cream, but something like I like this color of this groundnut. When you steam it, you have a very nice. Uh, no, the skin would be it would be very nice actually. So the groundnuts. Okay, I'm not talking about. I like a lot of different colors, but for the Sada Nikra, I don't know what to do. So I was thinking that I should have something like that, satin. Okay, not a very Kanchipuram rich silk and all that, not Banarasi, not Varanasi, all that. But I wanted to have a satin, plain, simple silk sari. China silk. No, not China silk. No, I got it from Burma Bazaar. What you're saying, China silk. So something like that. Okay. And I was trying to wear some different contrast colors of some nice good what that falls in line with this rainbows. Now, maybe on Monday I might wear one color. For Tuesday it's always red, and for Wednesday it's always green. For Thursday it's always yellow. But I have confusion with these three are okay. These three are the really you can identify. You can make out what. Tuesday for Wednesday and Thursday you can say red, green, and yellow. There is no confusion with that. But there is confusion with Monday and Friday because there is a weekend. Now, when you say that Friday, leave the day, it has ended. No, and if you say that's a friend who could advise you so well, and Friday might be your choice of grandeur. A choice of whatever. Yes, yeah, I think whatever, because there is a weekend coming up, and I will have some time of my own to think about what I can stand with, or what I can do for the Saturday and Sunday for the weekend. I usually have this routine stretch of things that I do from Monday to Friday, and then I want a time for myself that I need to go with the Sadanikra. Now, with the Sadanikran, if is not available, he's not coming home, or he's not, not taking me out anywhere, then I might have a chance, or I might have a preference to drive my own vehicle, and I will go where I want. I will, might be, I have a list of priorities where I want to visit to so many stalls and all that, where I want to meet so many people that I missed out in my life. I will do all that, man. Why I should be always be thought of this Sadanikra. And this the choice of driving your own vehicle, and the spirit of your freedom that you can venture into, or wade into the space that you had wanted to. You are not going to go and tap and knock the door of every little house that is on the way, or that every shop that you have, that you're going to go and do and all that. But sometimes, it's so nice that you go to the landmark of the place, the highly revered, that might be some historical, or some valuable something, that you would go appreciate the beauty of it. And if you want, you can pray. If you want, you can spend some time, and you can do something for that, on that ground, for with the kind of energy that you have got from the people around. Maybe a lot of tourists might be going and coming back, and maybe there are a lot of residential people who are there. And then all this, it's possible that you could go and do something like that. So this Saturn, is it the Saturn? Because Friday that I have chosen to wear some color that I could want to do blue, or I might want to do a brown, or I might want to do a black, or I might just want to go exactly with the same. That is my choice, because Friday, the my I'm thinking of my friend, a friend, not just a physical person, but also somebody who is said to be have lived some centuries before also. And I might have been a friend, where I know some centuries before that I would have been a part of that place, or I wanted to go and come see, and what I can do, maybe another 10 years, after 10 years, maybe after 30 years, or maybe in another 1 or 2 weeks that I might need to go again. So this is kind of a choice that I have. Okay, even if I don't think about the Sadanikran, because I'm going to sit and drive my vehicle. Nobody is going to stand in a vehicle and then is going to go around. Even for the times of where you need to sit, you might have to sit, and then you might have to do. But there are people who might be asked to stand for some people, stand for support, be always on the alert to support somebody who you don't even know what is happening. And then you cannot be imagining and reimagining of what you need to be doing for a person that who had lived and gone by, or who is said to be coming back, or who is just living with you as how you do. So this is a choice that we make. And Monday is something like, because we have all thought, or fresh to have come from the Sunday. The sun is usually, when it comes to dawn or dusk, it might have shades of red and orange to it. Okay. And this red, I told you, red, green, and orange, yellow. And when these two are coming, no, when these are coming together, or as how you would, because there are only 5 fingers that I have, I'm not able to show all the seven colors in this. Now, when I say Tuesday and the Thursday, that is red and yellow, those come together, and that will be the shades of the sun rising up or the sun setting, the dawn or the dusk. And then during the noon, the sun is going to be in the bright white color. So after Sunday, then I might have to get back with the white or the plain, something white or plain, or that is something that is matching with the satin, with the sari that I wear. So there is no difference there. So there is no something that has that has has been anything that is contradictory, or in contrast, or in something that you think that you just have to get along with and all. No, every time it is only Sunday is before the Monday, or you have to wait for 6 more days, so that you get the Sunday, and then you get the Sunday and the Monday together. So that is a kind of a calculation that we make. And then these are the seven wonders that you can actually admire around the globe. So very simple and so very natural in the life of what you thing that you need to mend with, or something that you can mend in the ways of others lives, because you have nothing actually to say, or to to suit, or to the to the requirement of it might be some sort of a something that of an energy that you are you're able to aid with, that you're able to do a kind of a burden that is so much of levied on the other person. So you are sorting out the problems, and then you are not complicating it, you are not making it very uh, clumsy and all that, because all shades of things and you do not know what is what. So this is a simple way of that we do it every week, because there is only 7 days in a week. There are going to be only 4 weeks in a month, and there are obviously only 12 months in a year. And if we practice something like that, in unison and in uniformity, and then that you think that where you don't know actually what these things have to do with, and these are simple things that is okay to be with. And mind you, this you cannot take as how you would do it for your the uh, the what you call as the style of the navagraha, because that is 9, because you are only having a choice of 7. There is no possibility to have an application to something that is 9. So what is it that is getting two more added with it, that we do not know what is the two more that we don't know, that is already in alignment with that. That's a square, right? That, or that's a circle that you can find, or most of the times it is not in the pyramidal shape or in the star shape and all that. So it's either the square form that you get to observe, or that you see the circular way of that you go around in the skull. I'm talking to people who are worshipping those things. And do you find, because you don't know what color the deities might be wearing, or been made to worn on that particular day, or things like that. And they also have a different angle in stature when they are in standing. Why they are in standing, and what angle are they looking in the different directions of those 8 uh, things that we say: north, northeast, northwest, north, south, and things like that, or southeast, southwest, and all that. That is 8 directions that you think about. Okay. So you might one day, you might go and you might think that some deity or the stone sculpted is wearing a red color, and then you might imagine that is the the chevai, or the something that stands for the Tuesday. And then the next day when you go and see the same deity is wearing in yellow, and then you don't know whether it's an orange or whether it's going to be green tomorrow. So that is a kind of a confusion, and that is a kind of a challenge, that when you are in devoted to so very even if it is you are an everyday practitioner of the true faith and allegiance, and in the kind of a devotion that you have for spiritual celestial selves, that you think that no danger has to come to their life. It is not that they would need to protect you, but you are doing something that you are thinking about somebody, and then that that you are going and praying, and know some bad things could or happen there. That is why some in smart temples, as how you say, there might be some smart temples where you might be led in the ways that you need to. And then some you will have you will actually have, whether you have moved into that the celestial space, and then you are a part of that experience, all that in some of the very very what do you say, very with people who are too smart, and they have a very traditional, or a very very what do you say, because they are kind of people who have gone to different levels. They might have not only reached moon, they might have reached Jupiter, they might have reached Venus, they might have reached so many other planets as well. And they might be venturing into putting their foot on something else also, some other planet also. So why not, I mean, why not, not that everybody can uh, do an exponential or experiential factors upon it. Okay, so there might be certain levels of problems that in such uh, stages of high level of thinking, high level of energies, moving around with very high spiritualistic people, and that's why you are not supposed to be talking too much with the elders, because they have a life, have who have lived with lots and lots of experience and all that. So they generally don't like people discussing, or trying to ask them also, like interviewing or anything like that. And you might actually not know actually how to whether you are wanting to know certain things from them, or you are getting yourself into trouble. So most of the times it's better that you don't actually indulge with very high profound, very high energy, and very an exhaustic level of people, where they have their own security levels, they have their own protection levels. They will be flying off in the helicopter, and you cannot be putting your ladder on top, and then getting to see whether the magnetic force is has attached with the helicopter, and then you also fly across all the streets of your hometown. So be realistic, and only such things that you can do, that you can do. Okay. See, there is something that personally I would want to say. It is not official, it is not official record or anything like that. But from what I have understood from the earthquakes that I had studied of Gujarat, where you talk about tremors, and you talk about earthquakes, and you talk about the landslides, and you talk about soil erosion and things like that, talking from the angle of the earth. Okay, now I am thinking about the Richter. Richter is something not that can easily make you rich. That is said to be the scale which will actually record the tremors on ground. So some people knew that the fear, that even the tremble that you have, even that if it is recorded as to be your own land, and that people might play on that, and then they might want knowing that the person is living with having their names as the landlord, or as a person who is supposed to be owning that property. And some people will try to misuse it from any remote corners that might be something that might be happening for a very big good, and for a very big cost. Now, we cannot be scaling our own self to the value of the ground that we live in. We cannot be scaling our own self as the physical self to be the worth of the physical properties that we own, in terms of land, or in terms of vehicles, or in terms of the jewels that we might even say that we are pledging our golden, the opportunities, the golden jewels that we have. What ever that you can validate upon the worth of something as the life, to the value of the land mass that you call yourself to be the landlord. So now what happens is, usually I am told that it is not somebody who does it alone, even if to construct a building, or if some land is to be brought or bought in as on sales, or as on put on purchase and all that. If it is a smaller, in as one ground is about 2400, not kilometers, it is 2400 square foot. The foot of your own padam, and the feet that you place together, both the feet together, not in walking, both the feet together, and also as how you can measure up that land. Okay, that is said to be the, can you measure up the land with your child? Can you measure up the land with the crawling baby that you have? Can you measure up with the person who has already crossed 80 years and their foot is longer? Can you measure up somebody's foot, a lady, whom you call as the grand old, to a grand old lady, a person who but still walks with a walking stick? So, how do you measure up this land, or whose name it has to be titled in? Now, this is, we say we belong to India because we have taken as the citizenship of the unique, what do you call that? Unique Identity Development Authority of India. So, this is the unique identity of a person who had claimed to be the citizen of India, who had taken their Indian citizenship. Now, this whoever has taken this Indian citizenship, whether they are residing in a temporary residence, or whether they are residing in a permanent residence, or whether it is an official land or quarters that has been given to them, it will be shown in the record of the Union Authority of India, who had developed their individual citizen identity. So, if at all that we are talking as the measures of scaling or constructs that are happening throughout India to be borne by that single individual unique citizen who is a part of that India. Is that, does it have any worth? Does it have any? Does it make any sense that all your skeletons, all your skull, all your the bones, even if you say that it's all already already we had gone several surgeries, and it is all nuts and bolts aligned with this steel plates, all that is not possible. So it is something what you have built your house, that you will not know that whether it is going to fall over your head, or the roof is going to crack, and then the next season it is when the rain pours in, it is going to be blocked, or it is going to, you have a flood even inside your house, even not just outside your house, it will even be the cracking from that leaking, that you will have your own water pipelines falling apart, and then you will have the flood within your own home. So you cannot scale to the heights of the entire nation or the entire world, wherever that is that I have set apart. And then you can also draft some draftsmanship, and then do something within your own systems, and within your own little cranky brains that you have. Okay, so this is one positive thing that I wanted to say. See the vastness of America, or see the vastness of China or Russia, or see the vastness of the Arab nations. How well can you scale that scale landmass to the, or equate to that level to your place of accommodation, or your place of where you reside, or your place of where that things are happening within your own purview, and within your own life of where you stay or where you live. So anything that you say that because Russian embassy has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Indian citizenship, that everybody can do all that, and we will not be able to match in any way. That was how Ukraine had come up, because Zelensky was trying to promote the digital experience of the Moscow, where so much of a vast land cannot be applied to the sense, or the to common sense of, as how you call it, as a United Kingdom, where you have only a few of the France, Italy, or Britain, or even you say Great Britain, the European countries coming together, and even you say the provincial states and the kingdoms of India that is coming together, even the states of Asia and Japan, and China is something else that we don't know, because only the Asians we know. So all those are real, because you cannot actually make everybody understand the transcripts, or the script of how they can speak, or how they can live, something like that. It might be like an ethical some goodwill that you can show on a particular day. You can have a festival. That is why the college students, they have culturals. They have culturals, because the men college will invite the women college, the women college will invite the men college. There might be some co-ed institutions that they will have these ethnic preferences, that they will want to demonstrate. Not that they are so. When it is a global institution, they will have the foreigners coming into that particular place, and the foreigners will be living, not the person who are there changing their name, because they say that it is only going in the AI, in the system. I will be William today, and tomorrow I will become Willie. The day after next, I will be the Wills of India. How can that happen? Okay, so those are the just rationales of certain people who don't want to change their names, or who don't want to convert themselves and say, I know I belong to India. I do not know the 28 language of India. I'm not even able to be receptive or acceptable of somebody's ideas from the neighboring state, not the states of India, not the next borderline. I don't want to go. I don't want to eat that food. I don't want to speak that language. When there are so much of a difference, how can you expect some global outshining programs that can be bestowed on the credentials of the place that you live in, that the place that you will you are dreaming of, and all that. As how it has come, it will go also. If you could be so greedy, and if you could think that so much is there, and everything has to happen in another 10 years time, another 15 years time, without even being satisfied with what we have got. And if we still crave to make something that it is something that is more is yet to come, and things like that, and we will definitely lose on our own self. And that is why Luke coming is if it is so bigger, if it is so huge, and loss might also be so huge and so bigger, that it does not even warrant you, without even before you realizing it, it might go off like that. So if it is a smaller, if it is small scale ventures, if it is small time programs, if it is small time effects, and so small, it is only a small impact. It is only a smaller thing, not to apply on smaller children, not to apply on something that is vulnerable and things like that, but something that the commitments or the plans that you make, we have to be very cautious about how we take it further, or take it put in use, and things like that. And Zelensky is not a terror party, or somebody who has words with because he has taken a part of Russia to have his own presidential being, and all that. It is because of places like France, Italy, Great Britain, and all that, which had very smaller land mass, and the land mass scale that it could exemplify itself with. And when you know that there are so much of the continents that have come together, and it is only, I mean, I showed you the other part of that is the bluer area, as how you say, when one is shown in the lightness of, or the dawn of that orange and red, and the other is the blue and the black that is in dark, not dark, that because you have the time to rest and sleep. And then you will have another shift that is coming again, and that is the dawn, and you have to have your, so when you are in constant continuum work life of having to do double shift, and double life and things like that, it is not easy to do for a long time. That I work day and night, I work day and night, I work day and night, and then when the time comes to do something, that you will not be able to actually do or show, or put your foothold, or your what to say that these are what that I have been able to do or achieve so much. And sometimes when it is not possible to retain all the goodness, and that is the void that will we will have in greater, what do you say, just need to wait, epstein or epstein. Sometimes there is a spell check. Why it's a spell check? They say, like, earlier they were using only pittala patram, aluminum patram. Some very well-off families, they will use pittala patram, and very some low-class peoples, they will use only aluminum patram, because the metal are different. Some people will have silver and gold in bowls, that like kings and queens, that they have a difference, that sometimes they never have their food also, because when food is served on the silver or a golden plate, that food itself will become the silver or the gold. So the king and queen had such a horrid situation, where they most of the times they literally starved to death, or sometimes the king and queen actually had been dumped dolls who had lived centuries ago. So that was how these things are formulated, and these were brought into custom and practice. Okay, and after years and years, and we had become very well off, and then we have started using nickel, and we have started using stainless steels. Okay, these steels are something you don't say steel, that is steal is something, the stealth, or the not shy, but you don't say where steel is a steel. Okay, it is steel, because we have a very big factory, a Steel Authority of India, and the factory that runs or makes the steel is not something that makes out of stealing from everybody's houses. Okay, they have their own ways of making or working on that. Now, as utensils, as simple, the some kind of a vessel that we are using, we have become very accustomed to eating and cooking with all this stainless steels, and with sometimes there is iridium inside, or sometimes they'll say the iridium is plated outside as a copper vessel and all that. It will cook the food very fast and things like that. Now, this vessel and the utensils that we have in our kitchen, and also sometimes, some people will want to bring it to the dining table as using a serving bowl, or as a serving plate. They don't mind, having it on the wooden table if it's a dining table that is what the family has. But some families prefer to have ceramic plates, because cooking is something that has been done with another form of metal, or in another kind of an metal thing, and the serving is done with something else. So this is the ceramic, because sometimes the ceramic is not in use, and some occasions we might also use glass, plain, no, fabricated, tainted, a lot of nice, beautiful glassware, and we might celebrate certain occasions like that. Mind you, we cannot put the ceramic or the glass on top of a burner, on top of anything that we can cook as on the stove. So only what is capable of preparing the dish, for preparing the meal of the family, is done with the they say indalium cooker, they say stainless steel cooker. It is all copper mix, aluminum mix, all that kolai, alai, all that is there. Okay, so all that is done only for the cooking part of how we prepare certain dishes and how we make some meal. And when it goes to consummation, or when it goes as how we would have or served on the dining table, it is served on ceramics or in glassware. Okay, so that's the choice of the family. Sometimes the family don't even come together on sitting together on the dining table, and they don't have chances to even speak to one another, and they don't bother, and they have to avoid speaking, or avoid looking into the face of the other person. All that happens, and in sometimes they will say, don't talk when you are having your food, because you will not actually think about the food that you are having, but you will be keen in watching what how much the other person has eaten or not, whether they are refusing to eat, how they are eating, why is it that such a person. You will be like very pessimistically actually disturbing the other person, as how you have brought all these nice glasswares, nice ceramic serving bowls and all that, plates and all that, but you will not let the other person eat the food what you have prepared. So that is the most very strict condition that people who are really very good will say, that don't talk anything when you are actually serving the food, or when you are eating, or you're dining with the other member of the families together. So let them have relished the food and all that, and you must have some time to discuss after. Okay, either where you might have some waiting time, that before served, you will have a discussion, and then after eating also, you have to sit, relax, and then talk about certain things that you have to. And then that is the family time usually, that people say that after before having the meal, and also whatever food, and after having the meal or whatever food, that you need to sit and have some sort of a that you need to speak to the get uh, put across what you need to say. This scene has to do with. Now this is a dining habit, cooking habit, and this is a family get together and all that. Now, Epstein is something that is a glass painting on the citadels. Some people call it basilica. Some people will say church. I don't know the difference of these. Why? Because I thought it is all a shrine. So when I know something in form, something that I believe to be in form, I say that it is a shrine. And because it will have a arc, three sides, that the it will bring the form. and there is something that is not to be something that is like that, in standing, that you can nail somebody on the head and then you can torture somebody like that. So that is a protest that you are against doing something like that. So so what happens is, what I think, or what I believe is, the person need not be nailed by another person. The person who has to suffer, or who has to be, who is such a big evil and all that, they will bring it upon themselves. They will, no other human is so as good as they could claim them to be, that they can nail or they can justify another person and then say that, there are certain things that by default that you have to have certain punishments like that, or whatever. So so this is a kind of a thing that, I always think that, in that is a formation, that in it has to be in a, it has to be in a proper formation. Otherwise, it is all the more better that you can leave it, that without the forming, or without getting together, or getting in shape, as how whatever this is all that, that is, let it collide and become a nuclear fusion, and then we have something like that. No, that is not possible. It is not to happen like that. Not, you cannot dump all the waste, trash into certain things, and then you can just make it to something that we can, you say there is also a abstract form in this. So that is the case of the Epstein. Now, when you can elaborately make or create, or do something like that, why do we have a dark room that was lit by a red light? Earlier, when we had all these roles, film roles and things like that, the those were developed in the dark room, where it was lit by a red light, and that red light was supposed to be on the doctor's clinic, or in the hospital, the ambulance, and it has to be hung outside pharmaceuticals and all that. And that was long time back when we were having the film rolls. That was in 80s, past 80s, okay, before 80s. We didn't have much of androids, smartphones and smart systems and smart classrooms and all that. And those were the period where, before 80s, those were like that. Before, like 70s and 60s and all that, they had film rolls and things like that, and they had some dark room that could process the image that was captured by the light, and then they could bring out on a bromide paper with silver halide chemicals, and the developer and all that would be there, and with certain exposure, with certain focal those measurements that we have with the apparatus, and then we get some of those. And these you have as the black and white, and black and white was said to be the genuine, the original, because it is something that cannot be done else otherwise, with the colors, and because we have a choice of different colors and all that. But with gray shades, you cannot say that it is something that is wrong, because whatever is dark, it will show as white. Whatever is white, it will show as dark. So that is the only the gradations that can vary, and you will only have the different shades of gray. And that is how the earlier times that we had the images, and we had all those in place. But there were also some posters, some there were also some film fiction. Those were fiction, and you say epic mythologies, all those fictitious characters, and all those are born of imagination and all that. And those were that you either we had a choice to write stories, like you will illustrate on the papers or the magazines that you you write for, and then you have the content of the story narrated over the illustrated visual on it. Or you have a one simple boxed diagram, and then you will have something that is more in specifications to what you have to find in relation with the image that is given there. So something like that is is very ordinary, very common. But these features as such that you would think that it might develop over the period of time, and over it is not as one day's work. It is something that is in process, that is in continuation, that it might have on another day also. So that is when, like, that you if you are not able to finish with the print, if you are not able to finish with the book, if you are not able to do something with the one film, yeah, I thought that it is all the more better that I do another film of this. So sometimes that craving will be there to get some one more. Yeah, I think it is something that I have missed out, or something that I like very much, that I want to take it further. So this continuum is where that people come together as mass. They will come together in relevance of such cravings, of such importance, of such relevance. They would get together. That is the place that they have, and this is on all the days of work. That this is one rest day that I am free to some people will want to sit at home. Some people will for 1 or 2 hours that I am willing to come with the other sections of the society, other members of the society, where I might be interested to go and take some reverence, some references, or something that I need to collect on, or that I need to be with them, and then talk with them and stand with them, and do something like that, and then get back home. So this is a choice of the person and the people who would take a communion. Like, I might be a nurse, I might be a doctor, I might be some police official or somebody, or I might be a tailor, or I might be a cook elsewhere working for a restaurant and things like that. So we might have different levels of different commitments to work life. The calling ourselves to be the best and the boastful life that we have as such, as talents. But this communion, when you get together as a mass, that that you take, that is where that when you have to bring out when you think that you have communed, like, you have an proper understanding of where the covenant, or where you have laid yourself as a member, where you have registered, or where you have volunteered yourselves to help as a member, or to be a part of that associative group. And maybe that you might be asked for, or you might be willing to do something, okay, that I might not have a privilege to do on my own. So that is when that they would come together as in a group, and or as in some communion members of the people, and then they will do something that has to be done in helping out the other person, in support of the other person, or what they would want to do, that they might ask for help or something like that, whether they will be able to help them out in something like that, or they have certain problems, or whether they will be able to resolve those problems or not. Okay, that is very nice and very good things to have happened, and these things are there. But what if the time of get-togethers, the time of these are not falling in practice with something that is happening elsewhere? When something that came, that they went, and then we don't know what happened to them, and then they have disappeared. Because there will always be a follow up on what have led the week before, or after. So that is a kind of a commune, or the community that is said to have evolved over the years of the knowledge societies of the people who have committed themselves into social life. So that this is really really very very good, very nice, and things like that. But even otherwise, you have a choice that you cannot go. You still like, but I will pray from home. I cannot come there, but I still value it. I believe it. I can do it from home. I will read from home. I will, I will pray from home. I will, that is also there. That is also there. Okay, because all the other time that I'm always into a public space, or people whom I don't want to be with, or whom I think that I cannot put up with. But somehow, because that I wanted to go, because I liked it for myself, that I wanted to do something like that. So I'm just putting up with it, and then I'm just going all the days like that, that I have to. So I'm just going, and I don't want to commit to any other extraneous or extra things that I might not be able to do with what I already have been doing, or it's something that might disturb me, or it might disturb my work life. So in those sense that you might not go in compulsion, or you might not want to, you need to actually avoid. But if you are forced on something like that, and you are with evil thoughts, and with the terror, what you say, you are uh, you are drawing in the line of controls, and all that. I'm keeping my pressure to myself. I don't know when I will burst out, and I'm so with so much of anger. I don't know what I will do with all those frustrations. And then you go to something that it might be more aggravating on that. The how daintily the glasses, the fragile, and the beautification of all that has happened will fall apart. It will break. That is not whistling also. You are not whistleblower. You are not an activist who is blowing out, or who are saying who are ventilating all those frustrations. It is because something that could not hold the place where it needs to, it will break. And then it will, the bricks break, the rocks break. Why wouldn't the glasses break? So that's the story of the Epstein. And these terror, when people are putting the territories, when you think that it is a union territory, it is not just fun. It is not a joke that we are talking about the union territories of so many countries together, that you can play a trick with what little thing that you know, or you don't know, without you even knowing what it is, that you might fall a prey to it. So those are kind of warnings that we might have, and then we would want to avoid. So that is the story of the Epstein files as such. But you say uh, you are this carrot, I'm going to swallow you off. And then you finish, I finished the person. That would have been some fun, some joke, some fun that had happened at home. And you cannot say because of that something else, something else you have lost. So those kind of thing, because you will always think about sin, what had happened, and then you will what is the cause that had created that sin, or because of the sin, and what is the cause that has happened. And then you will finalize, this is the outcome of what. Yeah. Either you agree, or either you don't agree. And then we have to make peace with the person who is next to next to you. And then you just smile, or you just turn away your face and then walk off. So that is as much as I have understood about the Epstein. Some people have only the bromide papers, but still they can see the smoke, writing some special messages, for other people it will not be so very open. It will not be as very visible as that. Those are all, a very high spiritual truth that, not everybody can have something that you can read from there.